The year 2024 marks a pivotal moment in history. The United States, still a global superpower, will hold its presidential election. The world watches with bated breath. The outcome will reverberate across continents, shaping the geopolitical landscape for years to come. From Beijing to Brussels, the stakes couldn't be higher. The United States faces a world in flux. The post-Cold War order is crumbling. New powers like China are flexing their muscles. Old adversaries like Russia are resurgent. The liberal international order, championed by the United States for decades, is under threat. The 2024 election will determine America's role in this new world. Will the United States retreat from global leadership, as it did under President Trump? Or will it reassert its commitment to multilateralism and international cooperation? The answer will have profound implications for the future of democracy, free trade, and global security. The world is watching, waiting, and wondering. The decisions made in Washington will echo in capitals across the globe. The 2024 election is not just an American election, it is a global event of the highest order.
The 2024 election comes at a time of great uncertainty in international relations. Some analysts argue that we are witnessing the emergence of a new world order. The unipolar moment dominated by the United States is over. A multipolar world is taking shape with multiple centers of power. China's rise is the most significant geopolitical development of the 21st century. China is now the world's second largest economy and is rapidly expanding its military capabilities. It is challenging the United States for influence in Asia and beyond. Russia, under President Putin, is seeking to restore its status as a great power. It has annexed Crimea, intervened militarily in Syria, and interfered in elections in the United States and Europe. Russia's actions have raised fears of a new Cold War. The European Union, once a beacon of unity and prosperity, is facing its own challenges. Brexit has shaken the bloc to its core. Populism is on the rise, and the EU is struggling to define its role in a world increasingly dominated by great power competition. The 2024 election will determine how the United States navigates this complex and rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. Will the United States rise to the challenge of leading in a multipolar world, or will it retreat into isolationism and protectionism?
China's rise presents both opportunities and challenges for the United States. On the one hand, China is a vital trading partner and a potential partner in addressing global challenges such as climate change. On the other hand, China is a strategic competitor that seeks to displace the United States as the leading power in Asia. The U.S. China relationship is the most important bilateral relationship in the world. It is a complex relationship characterized by both cooperation and competition. The two countries are economically interdependent, but they also have fundamentally different political systems and values. The Trump administration adopted a confrontational approach to China, imposing tariffs and engaging in a trade war. The Biden administration has continued to take a tough stance on China, but it has also emphasized the need for dialogue and cooperation. The 2024 election will likely see a continuation of this debate over how to manage the U.S.-China relationship. Some candidates will advocate for a more confrontational approach, while others will emphasize the need for engagement.
Relations between Russia and the West have plummeted to their lowest point since the end of the Cold War. Russia's annexation of Crimea, its military intervention in Syria, and its interference in elections in the United States and Europe have led to a sharp deterioration in relations. The United States and its NATO allies have imposed sanctions on Russia in response to its actions. They have also increased their military presence in Eastern Europe as a deterrent against further Russian aggression. Russia, for its part, has accused the West of hypocrisy and double standards. It has also engaged in military exercises and provocative actions near NATO borders. The 2024 election will likely see a continuation of this tense standoff between Russia and the West. Some candidates will advocate for a more confrontational approach to Russia, while others will emphasize the need for dialogue and diplomacy.
Section 5. The Transatlantic Alliance at a Crossroads. The Transatlantic Alliance, the cornerstone of Western security for decades, is facing unprecedented challenges. Brexit has strained relations between the United States and the United Kingdom. The Trump administration's America First policies and its withdrawal from key international agreements have eroded trust between the United States and its European allies. The Biden administration has sought to repair relations with Europe, but the damage done by the Trump administration will take time to heal. The Transatlantic Alliance is also facing new challenges from within, such as the rise of populism and nationalism. The 2024 election will be a test of the strength of the Transatlantic Alliance. A victory for a candidate who is skeptical of NATO and the European Union could further weaken the alliance. Conversely, a victory for a candidate who is committed to transatlantic cooperation could help to revitalize the alliance.
Section 6. The future of trade in a divided world. The global trading system is under strain. The Trump administration's trade war with China and its imposition of tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from allies have disrupted global supply chains and increased costs for businesses and consumers. The Biden administration has taken a more multilateral approach to trade, but it has also maintained many of the Trump administration's tariffs. The World Trade Organization, the body responsible for regulating international trade, is facing a crisis of legitimacy. The 2024 election will likely see a continuation of the debate over the future of trade. Some candidates will advocate for a more protectionist approach, while others will emphasize the benefits of free trade.
Section 7. Climate change and the global commons. Climate change is one of the most pressing challenges facing the world today. The effects of climate change are already being felt around the globe in the form of more extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and mass extinctions. The Paris Agreement, the landmark international agreement to combat climate change, has been weakened by the withdrawal of the United States under the Trump administration. The Biden administration has rejoined the Paris Agreement, but the United States is still lagging behind other developed countries in its efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The 2024 election will likely see a continuation of the debate over climate change. Some candidates will deny the science of climate change, while others will advocate for urgent action to address the crisis.
Section 8. The Digital Revolution and its Discontents. The digital revolution is transforming the world at an unprecedented pace. The internet, social media, and artificial intelligence are connecting people, businesses, and governments in new and innovative ways. However, the digital revolution is also creating new challenges. The spread of misinformation and disinformation online is undermining trust in institutions and democracy. Cyber attacks are becoming more common and more sophisticated, and the rise of automation is displacing workers and exacerbating inequality. The 2024 election will likely see a continuation of the debate over how to regulate the digital economy and address the challenges posed by the digital revolution. Some candidates will advocate for a more hands-off approach, while others will call for greater government regulation. Section 9. The mystery event, fact or fiction. Adding to the intrigue surrounding the 2024 election is a persistent rumor circulating in online forums and whispered among political insiders. This rumor speaks of a mysterious event, a global incident of unknown origin, predicted to occur just weeks before the election. While specifics remain shrouded in speculation, some believe this event could be geopolitical, environmental, or even extraterrestrial in nature. Skeptics dismiss these claims as baseless conspiracy theories, pointing to the lack of credible evidence. Yet the rumors persist, fueled by social media and a growing sense of unease in a world grappling with climate change, political polarization, and the lingering effects of a global pandemic. Whether this mysterious event materializes or not, its mere possibility adds another layer of complexity to an already consequential election. Could it rally the nation behind a particular candidate or sow further division and distrust? Only time will tell.
Section 10. The world awaits. The 2024 U.S. presidential election is more than just a domestic political contest. It is a global event with far-reaching implications for the future of the international order. The world is watching closely, eager to see what direction the United States will take. Will the United States embrace its role as a global leader, working with allies to address shared challenges? Or will it turn inward, pursuing a more isolationist and unilateralist path? The answer to this question will have profound consequences for the world's economies, its security, and the future of democracy itself. As the countdown to November 2024 begins, one thing is certain: the world awaits the outcome of the U.S. election with bated breath. The stakes have never been higher.